What's happening, folks? Welcome back to Celtic Fans TV. It's time for the starting 11 prediction for tomorrow's home game against Motherwell. We come into this one obviously off the back of that 3-2 victory over Real Betis during the week. 11 changes to the team, so a lot of the first choice players should be fresh. I know a few of them came on into the game. Kyogo, who we'll talk about later on, McGregor, Turnbull, these sorts of guys, but a lot of the first team players did have Thursday off, so they should be fresh and ready for this game. And it's a big one for us. We're on a really, really good run just now of consistency, but the problems at the top of the pitch with injuries make this really, really difficult for us. Motherwell themselves are currently sitting 4th in the table. They've had 3 wins for their last 5 matches, and a decent bit of form, to be fair. Motherwell moved ahead of Dundee United in the last couple of weeks, so they're in good shape. I expect it to be a tough game for us. Kyogo's been massive for us, and his movement and his aggression and intensity without the ball really sets the tone for us. So it's going to be a different dynamic to the team with him unavailable, and potentially it looks like no strikers at all. With Ayeti out, Giacomak is still out as well. So a false striker or a winger playing in that position looks like that's what the manager's going to have to do tomorrow. So that does present a challenge for us. And we're going to have to start the game really, really well, play at a good tempo, and create lots of chances to win the game tomorrow. So we'll start in goals with the team then. It will be Joe Hart returning. I didn't know how many changes there was going to be during the week. I certainly didn't expect 11, but Joe Hart even got a day off, so he'll be back in tomorrow. At right back, I think it will be Juranovic. I know Ralston. I think there's talk about Ralston maybe coming back from injury as well, but I don't think he'll be thrown straight back in. I think the centre-half pairing will go back to Carter Vickers, who again didn't take part in Thursday, and neither did Starfelt. I think those two are the first choice pairing there. Again, even last week against Dundee United, they were really, really good, really assured. So I expect those two to come back into the starting lineup tomorrow. At left back, I think Greg Taylor will get the nod. I know Scales came on and got the goal last weekend, and by all accounts, a good performance on Thursday against Betis as well. But I just think the manager prefers Greg Taylor, and I think Taylor will start at left back tomorrow. So I think that's what the back four will look like. In midfield, we've seen James McCarthy get 90 minutes, which has been rare since he arrived at Celtic. Really, really tired later in the game, though. James McCarthy, I fully expect Callum McGregor to start in that deep position. And last week against Dundee United, Callum McGregor was absolutely unbelievable. Great range of passing. He was just amazing all afternoon against Dundee United, and if he can bring that similar level of performance, that will really help us tomorrow. A lot of key passes in between, like direct vertical passes in between the lines against Dundee United, and that's really, really important for us when we're coming up against a team sitting deep, because I think in Vogic, as we've seen last weekend, and Turnbull, if they can get into dangerous areas, we need to find them as early as possible, and try and get in behind Motherwell as it will be tomorrow. So I think McGregor will play in that deep position, Vogic and Turnbull ahead. As I say, Turnbull came on, Vogic got Thursday off, not long back for that injury, Tom Rogic, but my God, what a performance against Dundee United last weekend. Looking for more of the same for him. I think there's going to be more of a reliance upon these guys in midfield creatively, because, as I say, up top and in the front three, I don't know what that's going to look like, and it's going to give the team a totally different feel. So I think we need big performances out of those three in midfield, particularly Vogic and Turnbull, to get into the box, to make runs beyond, and try and give us an extra goal threat, because we will be lacking that without a natural striker up there. So here we go for the front three. I've got absolutely no idea what the manager will do. I don't know if James Forrest, who missed Thursday and came off at half time last week, I don't know where he's at with his fitness. He did train. I think there's reports that he has been back in full training, and I think we really need him to be available tomorrow, because we're so short on options up there. So I think he'll start on the right hand side, James Forrest. I don't know if he was carrying a knock against Dundee United last weekend, but he did look a wee bit off the pace in the first half, and then I was surprised to see him come off. Hopefully it was just something light, and he's back to full fitness for tomorrow, because I say he's massive for us, but he needs to get to a level of fitness and a level of sharpness where he can get back to his best level. James Forrest, he is 30 now. This should be his peak years. I know for a winger, that peak maybe comes a wee bit earlier, but he's a massive player for us, particularly when we've got these injuries in the forward areas. Left-hand side, I'm going to go Mikey Johnston. This is where we're going to have to see the manager play a winger as the striker. Johnson was up there for a wee while on Thursday. The game finished with a Bada through the middle. So I think Johnson will play on the left-hand side. Mikey Johnson on Thursday, I thought did all right when he came on. Set up Henderson's goal with a great cross. I'd like to see him do that more often. Just get the ball out with his feet, got himself a half yard and fired a brilliant low cross into the back post. I'd like to see him do that a lot more often, a wee bit more direct, a bit quicker in his decision making. He did have a couple of really poor decisions. That one at the end that stands out when it was 3-on-1, bearing down on goal, and all he had to do was play a simple 5-10 yard pass to Henderson for an open goal, and he overhit it. Those are the decisions that Mikey Johnson just needs to start getting right, because his numbers could be a lot better if his decision making and his end product in those situations was much better. But as I say, short on options with Jota out, so I think he'll start on the left hand side. And I've went with Abada as the striker. I don't know what the manager's going to do. I don't know who gives us the most potent threat playing as a striker, despite the fact that's not their natural role. We've seen Johnson play there under Rodgers. I think when Johnson first broke into the team, he had to play as a false nine for a few games. Could Forrest play through the middle? I don't know. I don't think Forrest is the ideal out of those three there. I don't think Forrest's the ideal man to sort of lead the line. Abada's looked a goal threat since he's been in the team, particularly at the start of the season. So I'm going to go with him through the middle. As I said, it's a massive blow for us that Kyogo isn't available. I don't think there's been any official line on how long he might be out for. We've obviously got Ross County during the week and then the cup final next weekend. We hope he's back for the cup final, but we've got so many big games between now and the winter break, and obviously the derby just before we finish up for the winter break. So we need to get these guys back. We know Jota's missing the cup final. Kyogo, we don't know yet. As I say, I hope it's nothing serious, but the silence on it worries me. And Giacomakis and Ayeti now out as well means we've got nothing up there. The trio of targets from Japan look like they're going to get done really early in January. But whether any of the three of them could play against Rangers in January 2nd, I would severely doubt it. They're coming for the other side of the world. Who knows what the COVID situation will be like then, the rules in terms of isolation coming from other countries and all that. So the striker situation is a huge concern for us. But I think tomorrow, provided we play at a good tempo, the way we've been playing recently, and guys like Vogic and Turnbull and the wide players can really step up and make sure we have that goal threat, there's no reason why we can't win the game. We do just have to find a way to navigate these games without Kyogo. We did struggle when he came out of the team with that injury a few months back, and he's such a massive player for us, and he impacts so much on this system and the way the team plays that he is going to be a massive miss for us. But that's a team that I think the manager will pick for tomorrow. There's no doubt I'll have one or two wrong ones in there. But there you go. Like this video, comment with your own thoughts below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be back tomorrow outside the stadium with all of the normal match day content and then the post-match pint from Malone's as well. Thanks for watching.